to riot and sedition. Because television is, by its nature, so powerful an instrument of communication, there is...
That to say you're going to lead something creates a lot of hostility, division, jealousy, and envy.
It's like King President. Good afternoon. This is the Eskwilax Hour, episode 151, every Friday from 4 to 6, where we report local news, local artists, art, and all that fun stuff. So, anybody heard about that shooting recently? Any thoughts? Efren? Why? Come. I need to know more details about it, man. I know you know something. You're like the head of the state, pretty much.
The shooting, I didn't hear anything about the shooting, but I mean, just the shooting itself is not good for any community and not good for anybody.
I forgot about the Las Vegas one already.
Well, that's why they're masking it with all the other ones, like the school ones.
So you think it's a ritualistic showcase?
I mean, not so much. It's just a lot of violence and like just everything. So it gets into people's subconscious and they get all, worked up.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What about them crisis actors?
Like I said, I don't know much about it. So all I can tell is, I mean, a lot of those people, it seems like they have some deep issues that have to work out instead of actually going and through and like doing all that evil action on others where they just need to take care of themselves.
I feel you, dog. Nah, I'm just been reading too much, like seeing so much shit.
I mean, that's one of the. I mean, the message for one. I'm guessing, not guessing, but for Sunday, the self-love event over there at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the messages behind it, because our friends from Creatizm, they're the ones that helped us put it together, and it's the self-love event.
The self-love?
Love.
Just playing. No, that's cool, man.
I know you love yourself, love. You should.
Yeah.
You should.
I do love myself.
You should, because you got a lot going on. You got the whole tomorrow. You got a performance at Medusa Lounge.
Nah,
you guys make sure you
I'm not
go.
performing anymore.
Because Love's gonna be there doing his thing.
It's gonna be hot dogs and soda between Lord Venom, Hoken, Art. All right, Hoken. Fuck Hoken. Anyways, there's Lord Venom, Art.
What?
What the fuck?
Focus, Marco. Focus. Marco needs to focus today.
Our tech guy is starving.
He's not asking chips, though. Something. Anyways, back to the show. Yeah, man. Like that guy, he drove into the tunnel.
Yo, what the fuck is that? Like what's going on?
Yeah, I was at the gas station actually on Soto and Whittier.
You saw it?
Soto and 8th Street. No, he went by, but later on I watched the news and seen that the truck, he drove it into like the train station in the tunnel.
Did he hurt anybody?
Luckily, no. Like he got caught up and his girl, she actually got away.
What
so
the fuck?
That's like, yeah, that happened in Boyle Heights up the street right here on 1st Street and Soto.
Oh.
It seems to that like that station has a lot of like bad vibes to it too.
I think the blue line is pretty messed up. It's like,
why?
I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of shit going on there. Because it goes directly into downtown, and then it goes directly into Long Beach. And like,
I've actually never been on there, so
nah, I don't know, man. Like I think last time I got on, I saw someone fighting right, like on the spot. Over the food, the vendors, the ones that like they go in there and they sell shit. Yeah, so I'm like, hey, get your shit out the way. I'm like, oh shit, like, why are they fighting? Just trying to make a living.
Like I said, just a lot of like all that stuff in people's subconscious, all that anger, and at some point they just kind of break and just.
What is anger?
It's just your, all that like day-to-day stress that just kind of builds up, and then somebody decides to take it out on somebody else or on themselves.
It's a soft table.
Who do you have on today?
Honestly,
who's our guest right now?
I'm not sure, man. I think the only guest right now we have is Efren or Efra.
I'm not Efren.
Or
I'm his cousin Rodrigo.
It's his name is Dr. Sandoval.
Anyways, I'm gonna leave you guys right here with Lo, and he's gonna bring on our first guest.
First guest first. Good afternoon. Our first guest will be here soon. She goes by a name of Des Lasso, or just Des. She's from a very great collective called Creatizm. Creatizm. Good afternoon.
What up, what up? Can you hear me?
You want to use this one?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's way better.
All right, cool.
So what's up?
What up, y'all? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just chilling.
Good.
What about you, huh?
I'm good. I'm living. Trying to get ready for Sunday.
Oh, what's happening Sunday, though?
Okay, so this Sunday, what we have going down at Zapote Cafe right next door, we're going to have an event called For the Self-Lovers. I know you guys all heard of For the Lover in You, that song, but this is going to be For the Self-Lover in You.
Yep.
Because February is always based off of love, but relationship type of love. But we tend to forget about self-love a lot. So I'm trying to end February with everyone feeling some type of self-love and getting inspired. So that way we could go into the next season feeling good.
Yeah.
So that was my whole point with the title of that name. But yeah, so this coming up Sunday, we're going to have over 25 vendors.
Yo, that's a lot.
It's going to be a little art walk. So we got a lot going on for you guys. And then we're going to have performers.
What?
We're going to have live painting.
No way.
Yeah, we're going to do raffles. We're also going to be raffling off a few things.
What are you raffling?
I'm raffling off some of my my Earthism products, which are all cannabis-infused topicals. And then Zapotec is going to be raffling off $20 gift certificates.
I'm going to get on that.
And then, yeah, you guys should get on that.
Get on there right now.
What's better than getting a gift certificate to help?
How do you enter these?
We're going to have a table there. We're going to have a table, and we're going to have each creator who's going to raffle something off. Based on their choice, it'll either be a $1 raffle or it'll actually be free. So those are how I'm going to do my rafflings. We're going to have another person come in and raffle off some jewelry, some crystal-made jewelry with some artwork. Crystal's Art Love, if you guys haven't followed them on Instagram, go ahead and follow them. They're really dope people. They'll be here this Sunday vending. And so we'll have a variety of different types of raffles on the table with different prices for whatever you have. So if you only have $1, there will be a $1 raffle for you. If you don't have any money, I'm going to be doing 2 raffles where you don't even need money. You just need pick up a ticket and then wait to see who wins. Thank you. Look, just like that. He's in. Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Is Oski going to be vending?
You already know.
Is he in the raffle?
I don't know.
Oh my God, if he is.
I'll talk to him. Oski is one of the OG Creatizm members. Creatizm isn't a collective with certain people in it. That's the cool thing about Creatizm. Creatizm is like, if you're an artist and if you're really passionate, you represent Creatizm. So it's a way for me to get everybody involved and everybody to have their work appreciated. So Oski has actually been down since day one, since the very first Creatizm event that we had. We did our first murals together. Like, Oski's really dope. He couldn't be here today, but He will be there on Sunday, and he'll also be there tomorrow at the Medusa Lounge. We're going to be vending there, too.
Oh, you guys are going to be there, huh?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's going to be sick. Watch.
But yeah, and Oski has a lot of new work out, and he's also making prints of them. So if you can't afford the real piece, all of our prints are always $5, no matter how big they are.
What do you like about Creatizm?
What do I like about Creatizm?
Yeah.
What I like about Creatizm is that there's no judgment there. Like, if you, being a creator is being an artist. So if you create pencils, you're an artist. If you create, even the smallest of things that people don't appreciate, you're a creator, you're an artist. So what I like about Creatizm is that you don't have to feel because you're not a rapper, you're not a painter, that you can't be involved. You can always be involved, and that's why Creatizm is there, is to get everybody involved and get everyone have their work shown. So I really like that about Creatizm. I've met a lot of people who have been to Creatizm events and have left feeling inspired because before they went there, they felt like, damn, like, if I create something, nobody's going to care. Or, like, if I create something, it has to be perfect. Like, if I have to draw a body, it has to be a perfect body. It's like, no, like, what's perfect?
So,
do you know what perfect is?
Yeah.
What's perfect?
Inner love.
Self-love. That's dope.
Self-love, man.
But yeah.
Hey, I got a question for you. Someone asked this before, but I want to ask you. If you could meet the soul of art, what would you ask it?
What would I ask the soul of art?
The soul of art.
If I could meet, I am the soul of art.
Hey, that's what I said. Yeah, my answer was, I talk to it every day between me and him, me and you, me and everybody I communicate with, yeah.
Like, you're walking, and that's the cool thing about going to events or going to art walks. When you meet an artist you've never met before, all it takes is one little conversation. You're looking at them like, damn, I feel like I knew you forever. Like, that's that's the soul of art right there.
You know who makes me feel like that? Tres.
Yes.
I love talking to Tres.
Yep. She's in New York right now. She's
I
out there
know.
doing
Shout
her
out
thing.
to Tres.
Shout out
from
to Tres.
Toltec, Creatizm.
Yep.
Anywhere
We love
she's
you.
affiliated with.
The world, Mother
pretty
Nature.
much. She is Mother Nature, man.
She really is.
She's crazy.
If you don't know her, follow her on Instagram, Peace of Mind. The I is a 1. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not peace. It's a piece.
Yeah.
There's two
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah. Peace. Like that. Yeah.
So, Creatizm got a physical hideout? Or it's just like you guys, like...
It's just like... How do I describe it? It's just like, no, it's like...
You said, cause when you said, like, oh, people go to the Creatizm, I'm like, dang, you guys got like a store or something?
No, that's the thing. Like, we're everywhere.
Yeah.
That's the cool, like, there's not really a certain spot you go to go hang out with create. We're everywhere, like, all over the cities, from Linwood to Downey to Southgate to South Central to East LA to Boyle Heights to Koreatown to everywhere. And it's, so Creatizm is just based in LA. But eventually it's about to be, I want it to be worldwide, because Creatizm represents supporting your local artists wherever you're from, and decolonizing art by rebirthing the appreciation for it and the passion. So wherever you're at in the world, support your local artists, because that's so important. We don't need to buy any more of these hella expensive paintings that you see at all these corporate stores that there's no thought into them. Like, support your local artists. It's really not that difficult. It's not that difficult. It's really not. And these people put their all into their work. So that's what I'm trying to promote. Like, I'm manifesting a Creatizm show in New York within the next year, because I want to go to New York and I want to connect with all the New York artists, and I want to get a show going for them, and I want to start promoting, supporting your local artists out that way too.
Can I come out?
Hell yeah, you can come out. Everyone can come out. I'm going to find a way to bring everybody, like, to get everybody involved. But that's just the main thing, is supporting your local artists and decolonizing art. Like, that's pretty much it. So Creatizm was created in LA, but it's everywhere.
Would you guys ever allow a poet to be inside your group?
Yeah, I'm a poet.
Nah.
On the low.
Oh, yeah.
The day we met.
Yeah. I remember that. I just remember that.
Yeah,
Oh,
the day we
shit.
met, he asked me to read him one of my poems. Just a random poem. And so I did that.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I liked
it. Was
it.
Cool. And then he did a poem after that.
Fucking Tres put me on the spot.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
But yeah, so anyone, like, if poets, photographers, rappers, singers, dancers, choreographers, cooks, makeup artists. People underestimate makeup, man. Like, I don't put makeup on. I don't wear makeup.
Homegirl
That's
wants
just not
to
my
come
thing.
on,
But, dude, there's some girls that get down.
Yo.
That's art.
That is
sorry,
art,
that's
low-key.
art.
Nah, I really like the space features when they do stuff like that on their face. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, shit.
yeah.
That shit's tight.
That's just dope. But yeah, so like everything, anyone can be a part of creatism. As long as you're not one of those like cocky people that think you're too good or that are into like all that corporate shit. Like
I'm the
I don't want
opposite,
none of
actually.
that. We don't need any more of that. We have enough of that. We
Yeah.
need more people,
Not
more
in the
people
group,
of color.
but around it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just people of color especially. I'm all for supporting people of color, which is majority of all of us. Like LA used to be Mexico. Like
Yeah.
this is all brown land right
Didn't
here.
Texas used to be Mexico too?
Mhm.
I think like all
Yeah.
the other, like the whole south
Yeah.
side of it, huh?
Like the southern west side.
West?
Damn it.
It's the west.
West.
Southwest. There you go.
I got confused. But yeah, so everyone's pretty much a part of creatism. Creatism, the ism is like,
It's the shit.
yeah. It's like, so what's your ism? It's like,
That's what it
there's
is.
so many, my ism is creating. I love creating. I'm not just a painter. I like to create anything. That's why I created Earthism. So what's my ism? Mama Earth, like,
Mama
so,
Earth.
so creating is just so important. Promote creating, promote supporting your local artists, promote natural products, man. Earthism, these products are so important and they are so helpful to your bodies. And yeah, so
But
yeah.
dude, your products are amazing, honestly.
Thank you.
I'm about to bring out, but a little gift I got from a certain someone. But thank you, dude. I gotta say this thing like works really good.
Thank you. Yeah, I heard like I get a lot of good reviews on it, on all of the different types of products that I make too. I do. Which one do you have? Oh yeah, the chapstick.
Chapstick is awesome, man.
So somebody had bought one and they had a cold sore coming in and they put it on. Within 20 minutes, it was gone, completely gone. A cold sore. I know a lot of you people struggle with cold sores. Luckily for me, I haven't had that problem, but so many people have it occurring like every year and stuff like that. This will take it away for you. That's it. I make my cannabis lotions with flour, of course, coconut oil, olive oil, vitamin E oil, and beeswax. That's it. That's all it takes to make a chapstick.
Yo.
Eventually, as soon as I can find a space, I'm going to start doing workshops on every one of my products to teach people how to make them.
No way.
Because I'm not all about the money. I'm not doing this for money.
As long as people know it.
As long as people know how to find natural alternatives. Because the medicine at the doctors,
Bad for you.
really bad for
Should
you.
have hurt your lungs.
Really,
It'll hurt your
really
brain.
bad. For every prescription pill that you have, there is a natural alternative for it. And that just goes with everything. Like the lotion, I make lotions, I make salves, I do chapsticks. I make the hemp wicks that you can wrap around your lighters.
Oh,
It's a healthier
yeah.
alternative to smoking also. And
Shit.
and then I also make my own essential oils too. And then with my essential oils, I use those as the flavor for all of my products. So everything is all like I do it all myself. Completely.
Oh, you be putting in work.
Yeah.
Let me see this. Can I see that?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's sage. I got that from the mountains, and the rosemary I get it from my grandparents' land. They have an abundance of rosemary everywhere. So I think I have a lighter. So if you want, you could even burn it, and then you could even take this too.
Really?
Yeah. I have a lot.
Burn which one?
Either way. But yeah, So yeah, and then what inspired me to start the Earthism products is that I used to go to the shop all the time to pick up like cannabis salves and all that stuff, and they were like $40 for something like this size. $40 for this. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I just can't. They're pimping Mother Earth. That's how I see it. Like, these are all natural products. You're pimping Mother Earth. You're pimping the people out who actually can use this stuff. Like, so I decided, like, fuck that. I'm going to make my own. So I make one this size. We could put them next to each other. So this is like $40 at a dispensary. This right here that I make is $20. My largest one that I make is $20. My mission is to make it all affordable so that all people of color can use it. Like, and I mean everyone, but you know, I be looking out for my people of color a lot. Cannabis lip balm and cannabis salve right there. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a cheaper alternative. It's good for back pain, muscle pain. My little sister had a very bad migraine. I put it on her. She took a little nap. She woke up amazed. She was like, Des, can I buy one for me? I'm like, no, you can have one. But yeah.
No, man, we gotta buy
everything.
We gotta support you. You know, like, cause I know a lot of people like to be modest about their work and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, just take it, you know. Like,
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
dude, the more you can make,
Yeah.
the more you can supply for people.
Yeah, and exactly. That's why I have no problem with selling them for like half the price of the dispensaries. Cause it's like, yo, like I could just make more.
You ever thought about making little signs for them, like what they help with?
I actually have recently just thought about that because I'm starting to vend a lot more.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, damn, okay, I need to be a little more prepared. Like, cause I vended at the East LA Art Walk and I had them all on a little table, but they were just there. I didn't have any sign for them or anything. So people would walk by and look, so I'd have to like get up and be like, hey.
What's that? No, because I was like that too when the day I saw you at the art walk. I was like, what are those? And
yeah.
They're like, oh, they're like chapsticks and you know, balms and lotion. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But dude, how long have you been doing this actually? Like
this, I've only been doing the Earthism products probably this year, 2018. It's like two months. I've been really like fully devoted to them.
Like, how did you come up with the idea for this?
Well, two big inspirations was I was tired of buying them because they were really expensive, and then another one was that one of my good friends, Jasmine, I don't know if she's watching, but if she is, what up, girl? Her mom, you know, she had stage 3 breast cancer, and I would go buy them for her mom, like, you know, after her chemo treatments, and it would help her a lot. But, you know, I would go buy them for her, but it was only this much. And it's like, that's not really going to last too long. You have to be very, like, careful with how you use it. And it's like, damn, like, that's whack. So,
yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Like, I want to start making more because you won't find any larger than 2 ounces. And that's not a lot. So, so she kind of inspired me to want to make more, to give you more for less amount. So now she has 3 of these right now. And she's chilling.
How much is that one?
This one right here is 22.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's 22 for the biggest one that I have. And then I also make lotions, like just regular cannabis lotion. And those are 20. But a cool trick is that I ran out of salve the other day. And all I had was lip balm on me. And my back was hurting. But I put the lip balm on my back and it worked. So it's that strong that if you're out of salve, you can use the lip balm. Like
I got a cut right now on my lip. I've been putting this on for a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like I stopped putting it for 2 days.
Uh-huh.
And like it's been cold, you know?
Yeah, stay hydrated, drink water and put lotion on. Like off topic, but yes, right now it's really windy and I'm feeling it too. Please put lotion on and please stay away from scented lotion. Scented lotion dries your skin even more.
Yeah,
so please stay away from it. If you're going to use lotion, use unscented and preferably all natural. But drink your water too.
Yes.
Water's important. Water is
alkaline
life.
water.
Alkaline water.
What's
7.5 or higher at least. At least.
7.5 is fine.
Yeah, it's
I was
okay.
drinking 9.
I drink 9.5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
My stomach was like burning a little.
Really?
Yeah, because it's supposed to dry your stomach out too.
Yeah, it helps with acid reflux. I actually have a disease called GERD.
What's
It's
that?
gastroesophageal reflux disease. So it's
Oh,
all
snap.
of that. It's like it, but I caught it really at a bad time, so mine's kind of really bad.
Yeah.
So all I drink is 9.5 or higher, and it helps me a lot. Like it helps me a lot.
Good
So
water for
alkaline
good
water is
people.
really good for you. If you don't know of any spots that sell it for cheap, because I know the healthier the water, the more expensive it is. Just go on Google and look it up, because I found a really cool spot somewhere, and then there's also a spot in Torrance that will give you the water for free.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I have to get the rest of the info for that.
There's a market next to where I live that sells 9.5 and 9.5 water, and it's like I think $2 for a whole gallon.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I got like 4 of them the other day.
Damn, that's really good.
Like 2
Yeah,
bucks
right
each.
now I'm getting 5 gallons for $5 too.
Holy shit, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Really not
But
bad.
if any of you are in the Torrance area, I'll try to get the info by the end of today, so you can give it at your last segment.
Gotcha.
But yeah, because it's free, and you know, if it's free, it's for me.
It's free, it's for me.
Yep.
That's how you say it, man.
Yep. And yeah, and water is life. Natural medicine's life. Don't let anyone tell you anything negative about weed. There's nothing wrong with
That
weed.
too. That
Decolonize weed, damn it.
I think Hoken has a couple words about that. Nah, I'm just playing. No,
Oh, I'm like,
nah, he's a marijuana enthusiast, man. Look at him.
yeah, he looks like one. You'd make a good model for my Earthism product.
Yeah, dude, you should do it. Trust. And I'm all about marijuana, guy.
Hell yeah. That weed is good for you.
Weed's good for you. Really.
Weed is good for you to put on your skin.
To sleep.
Weed to sleep. Put that in your. All you people, I know all you guys smoke weed. Take your stems and collect them, and then once you collect a good amount, you can make that into a tea.
Oh, you
So
can?
don't throw away your stems.
I
do
chew
not
them.
do it. Yeah, I like to do that too.
I just chew them
Yeah.
just like for a while.
For a moment, that's all I was doing, but I'm back to doing teas now. But
I gotta do teas
I also
now.
do marijuana infused teas. So if you guys don't have enough stems, I make teas too.
Can you make me a mushroom tea?
Yeah, actually, I can.
I'm down with that.
I collect turkey tail mushrooms from the river in the
Where?
mountains.
What?
Yeah. And those turkey tail mushrooms prevent cancer. They help fight cancer. They help your brain, memory loss. They help your immune system. And one more thing that I can't think of right now. But that's the turkey tail mushroom in the river in the Tongva Mountains, not San Gabriel Valley or wherever.
Where?
It is right now.
Where in the mountains?
San Gabriel Mountains.
Oh, it's just near it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's right here, literally right out the city. It's not that far of a drive.
So do you go like hiking or do you go like camping?
I do everything. I grew up in nature. Like my grandpa lives in the mountains right now. Like my grandparents.
That's why you guys are over there all the time. That's
Yeah.
nice, man. I see pictures and stuff. I'm like, damn, like.
And I'm also, speaking of that, I'm also planning a group nature trip. So if anybody, I'm going
Can
to
I join?
put that out. Yeah, it's for everyone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a whole group. I'm going to ask around and see who's down to go. And I'm going to take them to the river to forage mushrooms and sage. So I'll teach you the respectful, indigenous way to forage sage or harvest it. And then the same way to do mushrooms. So I do it like every now and then with just like 2 or 3 people, but I want to do it with the group now. Because I see a lot of people, something I have to call out right now, people of color, please stop overpricing your sage bundles. That's not cool. Like, we get that from Mother Earth. It's free.
Stop pimping a dog.
Please stop pimping Mother Earth. Like, that's not cool. But yeah, so I want to go teach people how to do it right.
We should rent a bus.
That'd be a good idea, actually.
We'll rent a bus and then get like just pick
Yeah.
everybody up. It's like $5 to
that
get
sounds
some, pitch in for gas.
dope.
and
Yeah,
Gucci,
you know
man.
what? That's a good idea.
Be space, convenience.
Yep.
Like everybody's just going and they
I
can
wonder
handle the
how much
mountains.
that is. The fucking getting U-Haul van.
fuck it, just throw everyone in the bag. And
That way you can hotbox it because
I'd be down.
that'd be cool. Yeah, literally the magic school bus right there.
Fuck it.
But yeah, so keep that in mind. On the Creatizm page, that's where most likely where I'll post it. It'll either be on the Creatizm page or the Earthism page. But I'm always on the Creatizm page, so. But yeah, so I'm trying to just do a lot for the community right now. Like, I've talked to so many people who want to do stuff like this, but they don't have any resources or they don't know how to do it. So I feel like it's my duty. Like, I do know the resources, so here, like, let me give them all to everyone, because there's no need to be greedy with what you have. There's really not. Like, if you have good intentions and if you give back, like, you're going to receive something as well.
All I want is to make poetry for people.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you should. Like, there should be nothing that'll stop you, too.
No, there isn't, but I just feel like, it goes unnoticed at sometimes.
Yep. And that's the number one reason why I created Creatizm, because it really bothers me that people feel like that. I used to feel like that, too, and that shit can get to you sometimes. Like, damn, like, do people not care about what I have to say, or does what I have to say not even mean anything? So it's like you're back and forth thinking, like, is it the people or is it me? And in reality, it's just like, it's honestly both. Like, you should just believe in yourself enough, and then the other people, they should respect you enough to know that you're having all this courage to, like, perform your art.
Like,
it's not an easy thing to do.
In front of people, you're reciting stuff. You're doing all your stuff, and it goes unnoticed. But the point is that you're doing it.
Exactly.
So if you keep doing it, people will notice eventually.
And it's self-love. That's
Exactly.
like my favorite way to express my self-love is through art. And the people who judge your art, they gotta go home at night and they have to, like, just look deep in, and they gotta be like, yo, like, why am I judging these people? Like, it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter how talented you are. It's about passion.
How much love and how much heart you put into your shit.
Yep. It don't matter how bad you can draw a face. It doesn't matter all that stuff. The point is that you can tell in somebody's work, poetry, dance, painting, all that. You can tell by looking at their work if they're passionate or not. And that's just what matters. It doesn't matter about talent to me. So if people who are just hearing your poetry and just looking at it and just walking by and they don't care, then that's not your problem. That's their problem, But one day we'll all get to that point. Right now, the world's pretty hectic right now. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Oh, there is, man. I was thinking about this the other day. It's weird to have all this stuff happening all at once, like the bad stuff. Like it's gotten to a point for me where it's like kind of like there's too much going on from the bad stuff that I kind of don't know what to focus on anymore. So now I just focus on myself instead of focusing on the bad. I used to think about, like, damn, like what are other, like, things that I missed from it, like what happened last year with the Las Vegas shit, And it's just like I put so much energy into it, and now that there's so much stuff, like, going left and right, it's just like,
like, damn, what do I do now? All that you can do is worry about yourself. And when I say worry about yourself, that doesn't mean be selfish. No. It means worry about your craft and how you can express that pain. Because when you express that pain, it's either going to come out really energetic, either in a sad way, mad way, or happy way. Either way, you're expressing yourself. And that's the best way to change shit in the world. That was a good catch. But yeah, that's how I felt too, though. Honestly, I was just like, yo, there's so much crazy stuff going on in the world. I was getting stressed out from it, like, and it's like, damn, what can I do? Like, and then, like, the more you do that, though, you just get angry.
I was angry with last year. Last year was pretty hectic, like, really hectic. It was so bad. Exactly, like, there was so much going on, and, like, this year seems a little calm,
Yeah.
It started off pretty good with a little, a side of bullshit. But
at the end of the day, what I've come to realize is that I'm not blaming it all on white people, but majority of the crazy stuff you see is coming from a white person. So us as people of color, all that we can do is stick together and just unite. One thing that really bothers me is that brown people who only hang out with brown people, black people who only hang out with black people, Polynesians who only hang out with Polynesians, and it's like, like, that's not getting you anywhere. All this crazy stuff in this world that's going on, it's just going to come directly at you, and only your people are going to be worried about it. Like, that's not how it should work. Like, we're all in this country, whether we like it or not, whether you're from here or you're not. So it's like, why not just unite? Why not just come together? We're all related. Like, at the end of the day, we're all brothers and sisters. We all should be having each other's backs. Like, there should be no, like, and it's true, because you know what? I'm so tired of seeing people, like, brown people will, like, try to make a situation worse for a black person because they're just black, and it's like, yo, they're black, you're brown, but guess what? You're both colored. We're both colored, and we're all getting fucked by the system. That's pretty much how it is. So decolonize your mind, decolonize your living. I'm gonna create a workshop to show you guys how to take care of all this stuff, so you guys don't have to go to the doctors. And you're going to the doctor, you're paying to die. That's all you're doing. Like, they're fucking with our kids in the schools. They're fucking with us as adults. It's shown that they do not care. That's just it. Like, they don't. The white people, the settlers, they don't care. So it's just pointless for us to continue beefing with each other when, like, we got so much knowledge to ourselves. Like, on my way over here, I was driving, and I seen this white person on the corner asking for money, and there's a house right to, like, the corner, and then the next building was a house. There's a little boy, probably about like 7 years old, no older than 7 years old, with his grandpa, and it looked like his grandpa, with his elders, and they were doing yard work. And I'm just like, you will never see a little white kid out there with their family doing yard work. And it's like, seeing all that just reminds us how strong we are, like how resilient. Like, we don't care, like, if it's like the bottom of the barrel work. Like, it's work. Like, we come here and we do what we got to do as people. And because you do what you got to do, don't let nobody tell you any different. And it's like, like, we're the shit. Come on, look at us. We're brown, dude.
Look at us. Like what I told you now. Like, how can we be lazy and stealing your jobs?
Exactly, we can't. But they say that stuff because it's like I hate to bring him up, but Donald Trump, how he says shit, he knows he knows he doesn't make sense, and he knows he's not right, but he still says it because it pumps up the other white people. That's all that is. We're not lazy. We're not. Look. I mean, we're not.
I hate how he brought in, like, colored actors for some of his campaigns. Like, he's ridiculous, and it's sad that there's people of color out there that even they sell out.
They even, oh my God. Next topic. I can't talk about him.
Anyways,
fuck him.
So I got a question. When was the first time you actually found yourself?
Ooh, it happened just about, I think, 2 years ago. Just recently, too. I think it was 2 years ago. I was painting that night. I remember it was a nighttime, and I was on my balcony. I had my old place. I had a balcony, and me and my cat would always just chill on the balcony. And then one night, I was just thinking about life and thinking about all this stuff. And then I just kind of got into a zone, and I just looked up, and the moon was right there. And what happened between me looking at the moon and us connecting, I can't say in person because I can't really, like, describe it. But when I looked at the moon, it was crazy because I literally felt my third eye just throbbing and throbbing, and then I started crying, and I was just like, I felt the moon connecting to me in a way that I've never felt before. And from that moment, I looked at my hands and stuff, and I'm like, this isn't even me. Like, your body isn't even you. Like, I've always knew that, but I never had a crazy, like, I've never had an actual, like,
experience.
It was there, like, telling me, like, there's no other way you can think about it. From this point on, like, that's it. Like, you can never, care about your appearance or any of that, because that's not even you to begin with. It's self-expression, yeah, but it's just like, this is just my home that I'm living in, you know, like I'm in here, and when I'm gone, this is still gonna be here, but I'm out, like off to the next lifetime, like
on to another party.
Yeah,
rich party, man.
Going on to a new journey.
Yep.
Who knows where I end up, but yeah, it was that night a couple years ago when I just finally realized, like, yo, like, I'm really in this bitch. Like, I'm really.
Yeah, I remember the first time I felt like something actually opened up inside me. I was like, I think I was like fresh out of like sleeping, but like meditating pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember that little vision I had. It went through. So I jumped out of my head pretty much as a fish. It was a koi, and then it jumped into the ocean and turned into a goldfish. So when it jumped back out of the ocean, it splashed into it, and the splash turned into petals.
Damn.
And then it spiraled into a whole bunch of colors, and it was just like, when it went to the middle, it exploded into like a vibration, like a ripple of colors, pretty much. That's what I meant.
Yeah, different colors?
Yeah, like.
That's crazy because just in the beginning of the month, my birthday was on February 4th, so me and a group of people, we went to the river, and I took medicine, and I had an experience like that, but instead of a fish, it was a frog.
Why?
That's pretty weird.
You know, I always ask myself what the animals mean.
Yeah. And then, but it's crazy how mine was a frog, because the frog was following me the whole time. My whole entire river, the whole time I was there, like, I had a frog with me.
The thing is, like, for me, like, I've always thought about us human beings as fishes, pretty much goldfishes inside a tank. And pretty much this is a tank. And then once I finally heard it in a song about explaining that stuff, and it's actually called The Powdered Water.
The Powdered Water?
Yeah, Powdered Water Part 1 and Part 2. Mm-hmm. This is by Idea, pretty much. Mm-hmm. But, he talks about, like, how we recognize, like, certain stuff, like, oh, like, I want to be as great as him, And we see it inside the tank. We're just, like, there chilling, like, damn, that guy's just, swimming everywhere, all around the tank, not in here. But the whole time is yourself, your reflection,
Yeah.
Like, what you can really be doing, like, out there, you can do it if you break out of that tank.
Exactly. And I actually, good thing you brought that up, because I actually had another realization that one time I was in the middle of nowhere, like, I was camping out, and I was looking up, and everybody was pretty much just amazed by the stars. They were just like, damn, like, it's just so beautiful. And then I look up, and I'm like, that's how we should be feeling about ourselves. Like, we come from out there. We come from the stars. Our ancestors are in the sky. Like, their mind has left on another journey, but they never left us. So I looked up, and I'm like, yo, we should be feeling like this about ourselves. Like, that's us right there. Like, every time you feel down about yourself, just look up. Like, that's why that term, like, look up, I always tell people that, like, look up, just look up. And every time you look up, like, you see the beauty of the sky, and you're just like, damn, like, that's me right there. Like, it's pretty crazy. And it also, like, reminds you, like, damn, like, there's infinite possibilities.
Yeah.
Like, you can do anything. Anything.
I hope I never live to see a day where my blue sky is taken away.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh. But, yeah, that's why we need to decolonize now. That's why we got to take care of ourselves now. That's why we need to unite now. Because at this rate, our grandchildren can not see a blue sky.
No, I'm pretty sure.
We gotta think
Have you
about
seen
the
the skies from LA on top of the mountains?
Yeah.
It's terrible, yo.
Yeah, it's
like,
bad. It's like a whole gray, almost black, thick line going across. It's horrible.
I think it's crazy, man.
And it's like, and then you think about all the people that are in there, and you're just like, damn.
Like, they're all just
really
breathing
all
that
just
in there,
breathing
man.
this, yeah.
Besides that, yo, the other day, we had a notice in front of my mom's house. I went to visit her, and there was this notice about this machine they're gonna put nearby where she lives, and it's supposed to, like, I guess, provide extra power if the power goes out in the city, but at the cost of it polluting the air by, like, it says by, like, a micro fraction or something like that. but like each of those microfractions are like different chemicals going into the sky and stuff.
It's like what's happening in Wilmington, what's happening in Paramount. You know, a lot of people don't even know about what actually goes down in Paramount.
What's going on?
There's like 2 years ago, a lot of people were going. There's a lot of hospital visits, like people getting headaches, and then that headache turned into like some serious stuff, and then it turned into cancer.
Oh, shit.
And people were just wondering what it was, and then what the city never told them was that they had a building in Paramount that was releasing all this gas and stuff like that, and they didn't tell nobody in Paramount, and they said they were going to fix it, and they never fixed it, so it's still going on right now. So if you're living in a Paramount, I suggest you do some research, and you contact your city officials or whoever you need to contact, and you fight that, man. Yeah, I could. That's just crazy. Like they're giving us poison. Like we're literally living to die. It's like kind of like animals, us eating animals. Like they're literally born to die. We just torture them and then kill them, and then bam, you got a burger in front of you.
No, your water.
It's all good.
It's like it reminds me of one of my homegirls. She lives in Boston. I think that's where she's
Oh,
from.
shout out to Boston. I just mailed a painting out there.
Shout out to Boston.
Shout out to the East Coast.
But homegirl, you know, she lives in Boston. She told me that where she lives at in a certain spot, there's been dark clouds there for 2 months that wouldn't go away. Yeah, and like the whole city, like even the skyscrapers were covered for a while, like for a good minute. Like she's like, I could hear stuff in the sky, but I couldn't, like, you know, like see what it was. It was clouded for like a couple months or so. And she's just like, she started noticing certain stuff like from the sky. There was weird lightning and like yeah, and she ended up starting getting what is it called? It's with an M.
Migraine?
No, it's inside your body. It's like these fibers. But yeah, and she pulls them out. She's like look at this, like this happening right now. Like she pulls them out like under a microscope, and then then she leaves them right there, and they just start moving by themselves, like
What?
yeah. I think it's called Morgellons. There we go. Something like that, Morgellons. But she takes out these certain fibers, and other people have them there too. And they go to the doctor for it, and they say, "Oh, don't worry about it."
Oh yeah. Fuck the doctor.
Fuck that shit. But it's been like that for a while. Like she'll start pulling out random little.
And yeah, this is just the West Coast. We don't even think about like
I
East
think that's
Coast
north.
or any of that.
Yeah, East Coast
and
shit,
it's just
man.
like, damn, like. So it's really happening worldwide. Like,
I'm
it's
pretty sure.
crazy. That's why it's up to us, man. We are the future. We got to think of the kids. We got to think of all that stuff. We got to get involved. And if you don't know how to get involved, just start, you know, like just
Ask around, man.
yeah,
Talk
ask
to people.
around. Don't be afraid to talk to people. I was afraid to talk to people for so long, and that didn't get me anywhere. It really doesn't at all. Like, and it's crazy because when you start talking to people, you realize, like, damn, they're just like me. Like,
Yeah.
yo, we got the same problems. Like, or yo, like we can relate so much, and it's like, damn, why was I scared to talk to people in the beginning?
Eventually, the universe talks to itself.
Exactly.
If you want to talk to someone, you'll talk to someone.
It always works out like that. So like I'm not really like trying to be involved like an activist kind of. I'm trying to start off being involved like through art.
I think
like,
you want to be a motivator.
Yeah, you know a lot of people.
You're a motivator.
Really?
Yeah, you're inspiring and shit like that.
Yeah, like and it's just like and it's just and all of it is just off of passion.
I know, dude.
Like that's one thing I can never like. I may not be this or I may not be that, but I got a lot of passion in me, and it's like I got to figure out ways to like express it all.
Nah,
like last
it's
night,
overwhelming, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like last night, I did a painting in the clouds workshop. It was a workshop where I guided a group of people on a painting, and I provided weed for all of them, and I provided fruit for all of them. Yeah, and I had a big old jug of 9.5 alkaline water. Like I everything was all. I made it as healthy as possible. Like we were talking about like how fucked up our week was, because you know it's towards the end of the week now, so it was just like a form of therapy. Kinda. And every time I would turn around and I would see everyone like into their painting, like it made me happy, because I was like, yo, like I may not be out there like going like an actual activist, but this is a start right here. Like bring people in and get people involved that way. Like we talked about so much. We talked about an event that we're a gathering that I'm putting together. Not me only. It's going to be me working with a few people at Casa de Barrio. It's going to be on March 31st, and it's going to be a huge gathering, just focusing on health, mind, body, and spirit. When people think of health, they think of physical, but it's more than that. If you're not right mentally, you can't get right physically. You just can't. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a whole bunch of vendors. We're going to have a whole bunch of workshops for kids, for adults. All the food is going to be vegan, and it's all going to be free. Like, you're literally going and you're going to have an abundance of resources. So if you don't have any connections or anything, March 31st is the day that you should get involved. Because
where is this at?
It's going to be at Casa de Barrio. It's probably like, I was like, where's that at? It's like 10 minutes from here. I'll get the address right now. But yeah, and so everything's going to be free. All the workshops are going to be free. The vending's going to be free. The food's going to be free. We're going to have speakers come in. We're going to do like a deep breathing meditation circle. We're doing all of this stuff, and it's carefully planned right now. I'm working with Cynthia. She's vended at Zapotec before. Her Instagram is Curiel Studio Art.
Yeah.
And then shout out to Memo too. I don't know if you know Memo. Memo on his Instagram, he's Poetically Speaking. He's also involved with the event. And then Crystal's Art Love again. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, so we're all putting this together for everyone. So yeah, we put out the save the date flyer right now, but we'll have a flyer within like the next week or two. But it's just going to be a space, and then we're also going to have a 420 room. So if you need a break, go ahead and go smoke. Like, literally everything that you can ever want is going to be in that gathering, and it's all going to be free. Because
is it going to be yearly?
We were actually going to try to do multiple throughout the year. So we're doing one in March, and our next one that we're going to aim for is the beginning of summertime.
So every season?
Yeah, pretty much every season.
Dope.
That's how we're going to do it.
Are you guys going to have like, you guys should have like, for the season, like what blooms in like those certain seasons and stuff? Like,
like fruits and flowers and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they actually they've already planted over there. So there's going to be stuff already blooming in the season. And then I'm trying to get a little planting workshop in too.
Oh, shit.
People.
Can I join?
Yeah, it's for everyone.
I know a little bit about that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to help.
Yeah, and then we're also looking for volunteers and helpers and for people to who are looking to get involved. Like yesterday at my Painting in the Clouds workshop, when we were talking about the event, someone who's been wanting to get involved but didn't know how was there, and so we told her about the event, and she's like, yo, this is the perfect opportunity. Like, she's getting involved now, and bam, that's a start, so it's really easy. Like, what our mission is to just provide the community with as much resources as possible to just fucking get some self-love in and promote that stuff and decolonize and fix our diets. And we're gonna have workshops on like eating vegan on a budget. That's really
hard.
Important. It's hard, but it's possible.
It's
possible. I haven't had meat this whole year, and I'm broke. like I'm really broke. But there's ways. Like the 99-cent store, they got a lot of good stuff there. Yeah, they have a lot, and they go bad pretty quick. So that's actually a good sign for me. I'm like, yo, if they go bad pretty quick, they're not.
So might as well just grab it.
Yeah. So like the 99-cent store, like that's my go-to spot right there. They got almond milk and cashew milk there.
All right, for $1, yo.
Yep, they really do. Hit up the 99.
No, I can't really drink milk no more. Like,
I can't drink milk anymore.
Like, I do drink it every now and then, but then I feel hella weird after. Because I start thinking about never mind.
Yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff about getting into that topic.
Yeah.
Getting into the whole vegan topic. But if you're trying to eat healthier, start off being vegetarian. Like,
I was actually vegetarian for a whole year, like maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Cool.
And then like after I graduated from high school, it started getting harder.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, like.
Yeah, I was vegetarian at one point too, and then Last year, I just started eating meat, and it wasn't cool. Like, every time I ate, like, a burrito or something, I'd be feeling nasty after, like, ready to go to sleep. But now, after all my meals, I'm good. I'm good to go.
Like, what I mostly eat now is just, like, chicken. Like, everything else is just, like...
And that's how I started off, too. I cut off red meat first. And then I cut off chicken, then I cut off turkey, and then I had to cut off seafood. I love seafood. I love seafood, man, but...
I gotta quit the chowder, man.
Yeah.
Clam chowder.
That's my weakness right there. Clam chowder.
Huh.
All of that. Haiva? Oh, that's the one. My sister makes bomb haiva. And she brought it out this weekend, and I was just looking at her like, I might. But I was like, nah, I don't want it. Like,
get out of my sight.
Yeah, I'm like, you gotta go.
Well, it was really fun having you, man.
Yeah,
like,
no, thank you. Thank you for
having me. We're out of time, but I want you to give out some shout-outs. I want you to throw out your web links, your handles, and your thanks to anybody who you want to. Also, thank you to the audience for tuning in.
Thank you. But yeah, so thank you guys again for having me, for Lo, Joaquin, and F. Thank you guys. Oh, Marco in the back.
Marco.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you. You guys can find me on Instagram on Creatizm or Earthism. So it's Creatizm, like IZM. And my personal page is Des La Soul, but I don't really go on there often. I'm more focused on the creatism and all that. But you can still add me if you'd like. And yeah, so thank you to everyone who's been helping me out throughout this whole time. Shout out to Oski. Shout out to Nacho. Us three are currently doing a mural in Zapotec right now. So yeah, so thank you guys for always coming through. Yeah, come by Sunday, man. Come by Sunday. We're going to have a lot going on. We're going to have food. We're going to have vendors, art, self-love, art, all that.
Raffles.
Yeah, live painting, raffles.
Lots of smiling faces.
I'm going to have a table specifically for people to, and I'm going to have specifically for people to come and paint on. So I'm going to have stuff provided. So like, say if little kids want to come, I'm going to have a black book. I'm going to have all that stuff. Like, we're going to have everything there. So come through. Like, it's going to be from 3 to 9. I want it to be kind of an all-day thing. Just, it's Sunday. Like, let's all chill. Like, let's all just have a good time. But yeah, so yeah, thank you guys. This Sunday, don't forget. March 31st, don't forget. It's our gathering is called Health to the Hood. So yeah, I'll keep you updated with that through Creatizm. And yeah, shout out to Tres. Have a good time in New York. We love you. And yeah, thank you to everyone else who supports, man. It's all about support. Go support your local artists. Go support your small businesses. Come eat at Zapotec, man. Let me tell you, I don't drink iced coffee, but that iced coffee's bomb. But yeah, so yeah, go eat at Zapotec, man. Like, they got good food, really good food. I had a veggie burrito yesterday or the day before. That shit was bomb.
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 days ago, huh?
I think it was here.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so support your local vendors. Fuck corporates. Fuck all that. And yeah, so thank you for having me.
Of course.
Again. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming, Des.
Thank you. Do I just
Just on your couch.
Okay, cool.
We'll be right back after these messages.
those little leaves and branches just pop right out at you. There he comes. Hey, little son of a gun's hiding your brush. You just have to push him out. This is your world, your creation.
Verse this Sunday, you guys watched Lo and Des chopping it up, and right now we are just waiting for our next guest, and Low Q also. He want to take a little break while I welcome you guys back to 151. We'll bring you live painting and Hoken laughing at me, and oh yeah, live art, local issues. Straight from Ball Heights since 2015. We are heading into, does that make this a third year? Huh. Yeah, I think it does. 3 years production. We've come a long way. We have our the production team growing as we go. We also, if you have any ideas, email us, DM us on the gram. We also take any feedback, positive or negative. We go through our DMs as much as possible. You can send it to myself on the Eskwilax Hour Instagram or Marco TV in collaboration with the Eskwilax Hour. But yeah, I want to thank Des for stopping by, and her and Nacho, they're gonna work on the mural. As soon as I open the door, let them in. They might not have the paint, but and yes, as you guys can watch, one of our guests, she's gonna come on right now, and my head's cut off. I'm too tall right now. Anyways, you guys are watching me. Lo is back. You want to take your seat, Lo? I don't want to take your mic. That's your mic, though.
The other mic too, man.
Hey.
Just
I got kicked off.
He's playing. Alrighty. Who's next? Sorry? Joy and Co? Cool. Anyways. So we're back on the Eskwilax Hour, episode 151, and our next guest, Joy and Co, will be joining us. Good afternoon, man. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. I'm just chilling here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure's all mine. So, Jesus, I forgot. My bad. So, what is it? What's going on here, like, in this box?
So, I brought cupcakes today. The most popular ones I have are tres leches en cajeta.
Oh, Jesus.
So, my company is basically cupcakes, but it has a Mexican and American flavors to it. So, I've seen cupcakes that are only American or cupcakes that are only Mexican, but you know, my family has both, and we celebrate both cultures, and so that's what I'm trying to do with my cupcakes. So we have like Boston cream pie or, you know, cajeta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did this idea come about?
I've always liked baking, and my mom's always encouraged me. My family's always been supportive, and I'm in my senior year in Cal State LA, so.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so
Nice.
I wanted to get to
Congrats.
it.
And
Thank you.
so, how long ago did this start? This is, you know, amazing company.
Thank
or
you.
brand.
So it started last year,
Yes.
not so long ago. My beginning year of senior year at Cal State LA.
And did you decide this like this is permanent? Like you want to make these certain flavors? Are you still looking for other types of like culture flavors?
Yeah, so we're always open to trying new things, new flavors. We're just starting out, and these seem to be the most popular, so I'm focusing a lot on these. Plus, I have a full-time job right now, and I'm at school, so it's a little difficult, but yeah, we're always open to trying new flavors.
And is it like a physical shop, or you guys selling from home?
So right now we're based at home, but that's our goal. We're trying to get a shop.
That's tight. That's really
you.
dope. And do you guys usually vendor and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, so right now you can find us at the East Los Art Walk every second Sunday of the month, and also at Cumbiaton, which is also here in Boyle Heights.
Where at?
Cumbiaton.
Where's that at? Like.
So it's at a billiards on First Street. You can find all the
I know
info
where.
on my page, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so one thing about my company is that I'm really proud to come from East LA. You know, we don't really have cupcakes here, and especially not cultured cupcakes. So I try to make most of my events here at home.
That's nice.
Thank
And
you.
have you had any past events you've been at? That went well?
So we've done a couple, one wedding, a couple birthday parties, but
So it's not just events then, like you know, street events. It's like
no. So yeah, so we take orders.
Nice. And what's the biggest order you've ever gotten?
So in April we have an event of 400 people are expected to be there. So
That's a
we're
lot of
looking forward
people.
to that.
You nervous about it?
I'm excited about it.
That's good. That's really good.
Thank you.
Now, can we take a look at your cupcakes?
Sure.
Yes. Just a second. Now, what's your best-selling cupcake?
Cajeta.
Why?
I'm not sure. People love it. I mean, it's one of my family's favorite too. I think because cajeta's not seen so much, except you know, like in the more Latinx bakeries, and like Viva Los Cupcakes has cajeta. So, but mine is different than theirs. I don't know if maybe that's why it's more popular.
And so, you know, to our audience that doesn't know, what's cajeta?
So cajeta is like a Mexican caramel. I just learned that in some parts of Latin America, it's called dulce de leche. So I know Portos has a delicious dulce de leche cake. I didn't know it was cajeta though.
Really?
So it's it's the same
Damn.
thing.
And can you describe the taste and like
So
The feeling you get from that certain cupcake?
so it's a vanilla cupcake or a yellow cake because it's made with brown sugar, and it has a cajeta filling. So it's nice and thick and sweet. And the buttercream frosting is just vanilla buttercream frosting drizzled with cajeta on top. So you know you have like a soft cupcake with like a thick filling, rich, you know.
Sounds bomb.
Thank you. Yeah.
And what other flavors do you have?
So we have abuelita, vegan chocolate.
You have vegan chocolate?
Yeah. So
Oh.
the first art walk I did, people were asking for vegan. So I decided to try a vegan chocolate, and it was very popular at the East Los Art Walk. I didn't know we had so many vegans here in East Los. We're trying for a sugar-free cupcake. So
How's
I've
that
made one
working out?
before. Thank you.
Oh, how is that working out?
Oh, so it's good. My grandma really likes it. She's diabetic. And so far I've only made it for her, but we're looking forward to bringing more to the East Los Art Walk next month.
And the other flavors, are they made with natural ingredients, or are they do you use certain like products or like other brands for your cupcakes? Pretty much is it made from scratch, you know? Like,
Oh yes, everything's made from scratch.
Yeah?
I take a lot of pride in that. Yeah,
damn.
yeah. So I always try to get like fresh ingredients, you know, because I go to the supermarkets and I see their cupcakes and I don't know.
And how many does one batch make?
What do you mean?
Like, what's your ordinary batch like that you usually make for? I guess either for an order or like if you make it for an event. How many do you usually make?
For like the East Los. So last time I made 6 dozen, and I sold out. So I'm hoping to make more.
That's fast. And usually, does it take like long, or you know, is it like a strenuous task?
It's very time consuming. You have to have a lot of passion for it, a lot of time, a lot of patience. There is definitely, I would say, science behind it because you have to add the right amount of ingredients in each batch. You know, some things don't work for certain batches, and other, like for baking powder, I would
Yeah.
say. It works for some batches, and for other batches, I would have to use like baking soda. So it's a science, and it takes a lot of time.
That's dope. And what's your fondest memory with your cupcakes, at least?
With my cupcakes, it would be being around my family. My family is very supportive. They've always been there for me. So I mentioned that I was going to school and going to work right now. So when I prepare for events, or even like today, I stay up almost all night making them. And my tia, you know, my mom, my grandma, they stay up with me and they help me make the cupcakes.
And have you ever had a bad time making your cupcakes where it was just like a bad batch?
Yeah, all the time. So, you know, sometimes I try to rush things, or sometimes I just forget something because I'm so into the moment and I have to toss that batch out.
Oh.
Yeah, I always make sure that it's a good batch that I'm going to give out, you know?
And like, is there a certain standard that your cupcake has to have, like, or look, in order for it to be good for you?
Yes. So I've learned that I'm extremely critical on my cupcakes. So usually what I do is I give it out to my family, and I give a cupcake per, you know, like my cousins and my aunt and stuff. And I have to get everyone's approval.
Ah.
Yeah.
I feel you. So you like chop it up and like give them pieces of it?
Well, I
That's-
actually give them a cupcake.
A whole cupcake?
Yeah.
But what if that cupcake's better than the other cupcake? So you can slice pieces of that first cupcake, and then
Right.
everybody try out that certain cupcake. You feel me?
I guess. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And how do you you have any slogans for your cupcake brand?
Not yet. Not yet. We're still brainstorming.
Have you found a corny one yet?
No. No. But I do want to incorporate something in Spanish, you know, because I want to reflect both cultures that my family carries.
And how do you feel would you be able to reach that goal?
I think,
What do you want to touch up on, pretty much?
what do you...
Like, if you had to do it into a video, say like that, how would you portray it, I guess? What are ideas that you have right now for that?
Family and really my neighborhood, East LA, where I grew up. I don't think that's reflected a lot in the media, or, just genuine, like the Mexican culture, and then we hear East LA is being gentrified, and I just really want to portray the authenticity, and there's so much culture and history behind East Los that I'm really proud of. So I would like to portray my family in my neighborhood.
What's one person or a group or organization or just anything inspirational that pushes you to do this?
I would say my family.
Your family?
Yeah. I grew up with a single mom, and it was just my mom, my brother, and I, and the rest of my family. So they've really pushed me to do my own thing, and I'd really like to grow this company with my mom and my brother. That would be the dream.
Where are you from?
Like my ethnicity or neighborhood? Neighborhood, East LA. So I was born in West LA, and I lived a couple years in South Central, and I moved to East LA maybe when I was 11 or 12, and I've been here ever since.
And what's your ethnicity then?
So my grandparents are from Durango, and my mom and I are from here.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're second generation then?
Yes.
Nice. And what about your pops?
So he is not in the picture. My mom has been my mom and dad since I was maybe 5, and he left the picture when I was 14. And so I'm just really blessed to have my mom.
That's good. At least you have one parent that fits both roles,
Yeah.
And has that experience made you very fortified? Like, I guess mentally, spiritually, and physically?
I think so. It's made me very independent, and I think if it were to be, my father in the picture, I don't think I would come as far as I would have, just because I've always strived for more, and because it's just my mom, I've seen her struggle, and I don't want to struggle the same way. So I've tried really hard in school, and I'm trying to grow this, for her and for me and for my brother.
So where do you see this business going?
I hope to open up my shop on Cesar Chavez.
Why that street specifically?
So my mom lives near that street, and because it's a main street that has been very prominent in my life. I mean, East LA is not that big when you think about it, and Cesar Chavez holds a lot of memories for me. I mean, my high school's there. There's so many restaurants there, so many places I've hung out, and I feel like it catches the essence of East LA, and that's why I would want my shop there. Yeah.
That's cool. That's good. I appreciate that. So you feel the need to show love back to where you came from.
Yeah.
And all that. I feel like that's gonna impact a lot of people. No, it'd be cool. I was thinking about a certain idea you could put for your cupcakes. You could come with little notes. Saying some of the stuff that has happened here. An inspirational figure, a picture of them on kind of like with the toothpicks and
Yeah, like with Ruben Salazar.
Yeah, throwing a little bit of history in there, and they'll start reading oh shit, I didn't expect this.
You know what? I really love that idea. Thank you. I will see how I can incorporate that. But I think that's an amazing idea to educate, the youth and just our people of our history.
Go for it. Take it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, which one is your favorite cupcake?
My favorite is tres leches. So a funny story is I've never liked tres leches. But
Why?
because it's so soggy and I don't like the texture, but people were requesting it. And my tia Maria was like, you should make it. So I tried it. And of course, I always have to try my cupcakes. I tried it and I loved it.
So you love how you make it?
I think so. And it was surprising because I'm extremely critical, but I loved it. Would you like to try one?
Trying to stay off the sweets, but yeah, I'm down.
So you could try cajeta or tres leches.
Which is this one?
That's tres leches. And the other one's cajeta.
All right, I'm gonna try this one then.
Okay.
Anyone?
Yeah. I hope you like it.
For sure. You mind if the rest of the crew tries one?
No, I would love for everyone to try one.
You guys want to come up and grab one? Other guest? Just a second. Meet.
They're my favorite. So what do you think? You like it?
Yeah.
Do you think it's too soggy or too dry or?
It's pretty dope. Consistency, texture of it.
What about the sweetness? Do you think it's too sweet?
Yeah, like I'm actually like a fan of sweets, so like this goes great.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm good, thank you.
You want to grab one? There's a caramel one. There's a tres leches one.
So these are cajeta.
Take your
and then
time,
these
bro.
are tres
Eat it.
leches. The ones with the strawberry. Yeah.
Hey, yo, can you want to grab one? There's caramel and there's tres leches. Hey, tell her what you think, guy. Let her know.
I'm always open to feedback and constructive criticism. So.
You need napkins now.
Oh my god.
You like it?
That frosting.
I'm glad you like it.
You know what? You take one to Mark.
This goes good with a coffee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Coffee. You don't
Hey,
need
Or hot
Marco.
chocolate.
cafe.
Bring him caramel.
Coffee from Zapotec.
I'm glad y'all like it.
Bato.
So we have cajeta and tres leches.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
This looks delicious. I'm hungry.
Thank you. Let me know what you think. Thanks.
No, I'm back already. I was like choking on the cupcake, but that's really good.
Thank you.
What are you using them?
So basic ingredients: flour, sugar, milk, eggs, butter. Just that kind of stuff. The tres leches is whipping cream, lechera, and
Oh, you make it.
yeah, I make everything from scratch.
What?
Yeah,
That's
I
ill.
take a lot of pride in that, except the cajeta.
Do you use a lot of fruits?
For the
Like any of them?
just the tres leches for now. I'm planning to incorporate fruit in the sugar-free cupcakes.
You should really do blueberry ones.
Blueberry ones?
Yes.
Okay, I could try
Blueberries
it.
are bomb. She agrees. Huh, right?
Okay, next time.
Yo, if you put orange slices though?
The zest?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Thank you for your ideas.
But yeah, man, like, and anything that you want to add from your experience making this? Like your journey with your brand, how has it been? Like,
It's been difficult, but I would say it's very rewarding. I'm very proud of what I have so far, and I would like to share my story. You know, I'm not the first, and I'm not the last, and I'm not the only child to come from a single parent household. And yet I've been going to school, I've been working, and now I'm growing this, so really anyone can do it. And I'm really proud of that. I'm also very proud of being a Chicana, and I'd really like to incorporate that into my cupcakes, not just the Mexican culture, but also the American culture. Yeah.
Excuse me. And are you planning on making any new flavors and stuff like that?
Oh, of course.
Like what?
I'm still exploring, experimenting. I'm open to suggestions, but yeah, for sure.
You should. I think you should make like a chocolate mousse one.
Oh, that sounds good.
Huh,
yeah,
right?
that does.
But like natural chocolate though. That dark one.
Okay, yeah,
That'd be
for
bomb.
sure.
And,
Open to that.
of course. Have you had any people come up to you and say they want to collaborate with your brand? Like,
I've had a couple people, from the East LA Art Walk. Nothing's concrete yet. We're still starting off. But yeah, I've had people come up to me.
how do you feel about that? Collaborating with, cupcakes into anything else that revolves around their art,
I would love that. I think it's a way to expand and to meet new people, and to experience new things,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had a question. Sorry.
it's okay.
Now, do you look forward to seeing how it blossoms, actually?
My business?
Yes.
Yes,
Mm.
I am. I am a little nervous, honestly, but I am very excited.
What makes you excited about it?
To start a new business with my family, to portray my culture the way I see it, the way my family sees it, the way we grew up, we grew up around these flavors, so I really want people to experience that with us.
And do you have any messages for people starting off with small businesses like this? Like, doesn't have to be food,
Yeah.
But like pretty much anything like this.
I would say it's really hard, especially when you don't have like the financial support or when you don't have people backing you up. But I would say it's definitely worth it. The time and the money you put into it, everything is worth it. And I think if you really have the passion for it, you'll see how it rewards you.
And what's one struggle that really led up to this? Like, that kind of like brought this out from you?
I would say, financially, my family hasn't always been the richest, but the cupcakes have definitely helped me and my family, get through some hard times.
And has this been an outlet for you? Like, kind of like painting and like music and stuff. Has this been an outlet for
Oh yeah,
yourself?
for sure.
Yeah.
Before I even started selling cupcakes, I would bake really to relax. I know it can be stressful and it takes patience, but it really puts me in a zone where I
feel
can
you,
forget
you're putting
everything.
all your energy into it, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
even if that energy is bad, once it's already baked, because you're expecting it to come out good, right?
Yes.
So that
yes.
energy is just like cooking up pretty much. You feel
And
me?
yeah, and the best part is that I can eat it afterwards. I see it as an art that I can eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is an art you can eat.
Yeah.
Have you thought about like, because I really want to see this, you should put food coloring in your whipped cream
Mhm.
and like just make it like all trippy and like colorful and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I want to do like a galaxy one. I want to see if I can do that. But I am open to doing different colors. I would like to do more natural colors though, because I don't know, to me.
How would we match that, like natural colors into like I guess whipped cream or like the actual cupcake?
Well, I think like maybe like an electric green wouldn't be
What does that look like?
maybe like this.
I'm kind of blind, that's why. So I'm like, colorblind.
Okay.
But I know this is
so,
green. They tell me,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
a
like
green
a
screen.
bright green.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So like a barely ripening lime.
Yeah.
All
for
right,
Sure.
I feel you.
Mhm.
And well, we're out of time at the moment, but I would like to thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Of
here. I
course.
appreciate it.
No, it was a fun experience. I got to learn a little bit about cupcakes, a little bit about
you.
culture.
Thank you.
And any shout outs, any handles you want to throw out there for the audience?
It would be great if y'all followed me on Instagram or my Facebook page at Joy & Co. Cupcakes. And I want to give a shout out to my family who's really been there and supportive. I love y'all. The community has also been super supportive. They tell me they believe in my dream all the time, and I just want to thank my community for that.
I believe in you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Any web stores you got? Any future events you'll be at?
So for now, we're going to be at the Islos Art Walk, Cumbiaton, and I'm working on a website.
Oh.
So that's...
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, it was really nice having you. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Joy & Co.
Yes, Joy & Co.
Joy & Co. What's your real name?
Jackie.
Jackie.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow Jackie at her handle, which is?
At Joy & Co. Cupcakes.
We'll see you after these messages. Thank you.
Thank you.
Those little leaves and branches just pop right out at you. There he comes. These little son of a guns hiding your brush, you just have to push him out. This is your world, your creation. It's your world, your creation. son of a gun's hiding your brush, and you just have to push him out. This is your world, your creation. It's your world, your creation.
want to use this mic real quick?
Yeah.
Short.
Does it sound the same?
This is louder actually.
Oh.
It's cool. It's just this one's longer. All right. Good afternoon, madam.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Welcome back to the Eskwilax Hour, episode 151. I'm your host, Lo Q, and the name of this group is?
Oh, we actually don't have a name.
Oh, what?
We just kind of started collaborating. We're still looking for a name. We are starting a band, and my name is Ruby, but my stage name is Foxy, and this is Happy Minor. So he's my guitar player for today.
And when did this come about? This group?
This barely started like last month, I believe.
Yeah.
Like recently. Yeah, we really thought about it. We were like, oh, we should do a
so
band.
good together.
Thank you.
That's good. You guys got some energy, right?
Yeah, we met a year ago in the train station.
Hey, can you get him a mic too?
Yeah.
Just for now. But and when did you start singing actually?
Damn, that's a good question. I think 5th grade, 6th grade. I got my first guitar in like the 6th grade. Nobody taught me. I kind of caught on and started teaching myself.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I also know how to play guitar as well. I don't know, I just prefer to have a guitar player on the side. It just seems pretty cool.
Yeah, you know? On all your lyrics,
yeah.
Pushing into it. That's dope. What about you, man? How long you been playing guitar?
Well, I've been playing guitar like 5 years ago by now. I started playing in Guatemala, and now moving on over here, you know, keep doing it.
Where are you guys from?
I'm from LA. My dad's from Guatemala, my mom from Mexico, and it's pretty cool to, you know, keep this artistic thing going on.
Yeah, what about you, man?
Well, I'm from Guatemala City. I'm actually from a place called San Jose Villanueva, my home. And
for sure.
Cool.
That's dope. And what made you guys spark pretty much?
What do you mean, like what made us come together?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the energy around that?
So, well, this is gonna go back to like when we first met. Where was I going? I was going to my job. I was running late, and he was playing guitar at the train station. And I don't know. I just stopped to talk to him. You know, I'm like, that's what I do. When I see somebody playing guitar, I just talk to them because you never know what could happen. You know, so I asked him, "Oh, what can you play?" And he started playing, and then I showed him what I could do, and then they're like, we kind of exchanged numbers, and we started talking ever since. So, yeah, I mean, we kind of been. I've known him for like a year already.
Was the experience like very enlightening for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we both sing. He plays guitar. He plays drums. Most of the stuff I can play, he plays. So it's like it just clicked. You know,
cover each other, huh?
Yeah,
that's dope. And what would you call your style of music?
To be straight up with you, I don't have a style because I go from like different genres. Like I go from like R&B to like soft rock to like I'm also a rapper, so I go from like you know hip hop.
Can we collab?
Yeah, totally. Let's do it.
Can I get a sample of your R&B vocals right now? That's cool.
Yeah. So you want it? Cool.
Call you guys the Secret River?
What happened?
Can I call you guys the Secret River?
The Secret River?
Yeah.
That sounds. I like it. I dig it. All right. Secret River.
Secret River.
Okay, cool. I actually don't have a name for this song yet. Here it goes. I don't need you to tell me. Wait, hold on, my bad. I don't need you to tell me. My bad. That's pretty good. Sorry about that. you fell out of my reach. Well, it's not my fault you hit it. So don't you go ahead and blame me. Life just made you deceive me. You knew I was afraid, but you did it anyway. Well, you choose what you choose. You can chase what you want. You can have it all in your hands. How can I forget and then decide to move on? God, can you just set me free? Why can't life be easy? 'Cause I've tried now, I've made amends, even though I did no wrong. Spread my wings and set me free. My bad. Sorry about that. I'm gonna do that part again, okay? Spread my wings and set me free, 'cause the waves are drowning me and you don't know. And the more I try to scream, the more I try to swim, the lower I go. The lower I go. The lower I go. The lower I go. Cool. Is that cool?
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the love. I love that.
I love that song.
Huh?
Can you guys sing it to me like later again?
Yeah.
I love that song though. Like, how long did it take you guys to write that?
Yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I told him it was like a last minute thing. So I was like, hey, can you learn these chords? And he learned them. And I'm just like, oh, because I already had it written. So I just told him to learn it. And he catches on pretty quick, which is cool.
Hey,
You know?
how do you feel about that actually? Having a guitarist that catches up to your speed, pace?
Well, it feels great. Honestly, I've always wanted to be like in a band. I've always wanted a band. So we're working on getting a drummer, a bassist, even though we do it all, like,
Pretty much.
you know, but it feels great. It's a really good feeling to, you know, have people that have the same, you know.
What do you feel when you're
skill.
singing and playing guitar with your friend here?
I feel free. I went through a lot of stuff growing up. You know, being gay is not easy. You know, especially a couple years back, it wasn't so easy coming out of the closet.
Pretty sure.
You know, it wasn't so
I know.
easy. Yeah, so all the stuff I write about, you know, it's about like relationships, stuff I went through, you know, when I was younger, or what I go through till this day, you know. But that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Cool.
What about you, sir?
What is the question again?
How do you feel when you play your music? with your friend?
Well, it's a mixture of feelings, you know. Most of the time when I play, like Foxy said, I feel free. But also, it's a way of expressing yourself, to let out what do you like, what do you love. And what do we love is given to the people like a kind of message, spreading love and good music.
Spread love, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, are you guys from around here, like the area?
From South Central.
South Central?
Yeah.
Would you guys be willing to come out on Sunday
Yeah. I'll
for
show up.
having an event called Self Love?
Oh,
You know?
cool.
And it's by Creatizm, run by her right there.
Nice.
And yeah, pretty much you guys are about that, so you guys should come out.
Like
a
perform?
little bit. Yeah, of
Down,
course.
Let's do
There's
it.
gonna be
You down?
Yes,
tons of
We're down,
vendors,
we're
tons
down.
of people walking around, and it would be really good exposure, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But you should really share it.
Yeah, I've actually done more hip hop than I've done with actually singing. So I'm actually trying to focus more on the singing now because, you know, My biggest show that I had was at the Wiltern. We had about like 1,000 people up in there. It was pretty big.
How many?
Like 1,000 or 2,000.
That's a lot.
Big?
That's a lot
I don't
of
know.
people.
But yeah, we performed. Well, I performed at the Wiltern. I was in a hip hop duo. You know, we're promoting Black and Brown unity through hip hop, and that's like.
What was that
great.
experience like?
Being in a duo, or
Both. Like
Both.
the duo and the event.
Well, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but I was crying on stage while I was rapping.
Oh man.
I was really happy because that was like my biggest performance ever. And you know, just being able to share what you feel, you know, of like what's going on in our, you know, within our community and, you know, with the government and all this stuff. I try not to get into politics so much because I know it's risky, but I kind of still do.
Nah, as long as you
But
get the
yeah.
information out there, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
Fuck the government. Anyways, but what other styles do you have that that you really want to show right now? You said you have R&B, you have hip hop.
Yeah. I do like, I also do poetry.
You want to do a little bit of poetry?
I do poetry. Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of, I don't even know whether to call it poetry or whether to call it rap. It's just,
You know, I feel the
can't
same way
decide.
sometimes. It's just like,
It's the same thing.
this is
kinda.
poetry, but this is also hip hop.
Yeah.
But then poetry falls into hip hop, and that's how it started.
Yeah, I know. It's just.
So do like 2 poems for now, and come back again.
Can we cuss?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll do a poem.
We'll be right back.
Just not too much. So this one's about like my struggles, you know, and me questioning. It's actually like a conversation with God. You know, I'm not that religious, but sometimes I kind of have these conversations in my head with God, you know. So this is it. God, why do you put me through this? If you act like you're my savior, where's my guardian angel? Just save this pain for later. Let me live for once. You know I can't handle these emotions. Why do you have me bottled up if you know that I can't handle them? Everything I've been through, from being pushed around and beaten. For being gay, I was mistreated and left on sidewalks bleeding. Cause haters can't find peace in their minds, so they like to torture lives to feel free and relieved inside. But that's okay, I forgive them. Cause I know they were trying to feel better by releasing that aggression. I'm just glad they did it to me and not somebody else who would have dealt with it so differently. Instead of crying for help, I'm just hoping my wings will grow tonight, so I could spread those fucking wings and just take off into the light. And as I fly, I'll shine bright as the stars in the sky. So look up high, I'm the brightest star you'll ever fucking find. Thank you. Cool. I'm like camera shy. Oh, another one? Oh yeah. Let's see. Thank you, I appreciate you. A second poem, right? You want me to do another one? All right. It's kind of short. I'm just trying to show you where my passion and dedication for music comes from. I ain't in it for the fame. I already know the way they play their games. Well, I'm just trying my best to show where I came from. I'm just trying to show this world from the lightest to darkest, from the darkest to lightest of browns. That color doesn't matter to me. You are the same as me, a human being with the same colored blood that I bleed. She bleeds, he bleeds, we bleed, my LGBTQIA community. for they have silenced us, or at least they tried, due to the power of money. When money doesn't buy you happiness, money doesn't buy you freedom, money doesn't buy you the love of a woman or the love of a man. We have to pay to drink the water we were given on this land. We have to pay to eat the food we were given on this land. We have to pay to live and have an education. We have to pay to die when in this life of mine, which I stand fist held up high. And I won't stop fighting for my kind, cause my hint that we will strive with fist held up high. Cause we some bad motherfuckers up in here. I hope that was appropriate. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Now, those two poems, what was the energy and the reason for them behind it? You know?
So, the last one I did, the second one, I kind of wrote it when, you know, once Trump became a president. You know, I don't consider him my president, but, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of like really sad in a way and angry, because it's like, I don't know, like I said, I don't want to get so much into it, but you know, I guess I was just like really sad and angry at the same time, you know, mixed emotions. And I just thought I don't know, it was just more like a free write. And I was like, oh, I just make this into a poem. So I did some slam poetry in there. I was like, oh.
Now, what about the first one?
The first one, I went through a lot of stuff, you know, growing up, being gay. Like I said, it wasn't easy. You know, I've been beaten in the streets just for being gay, you know, and it's just really heartbreaking knowing how even with our own people, you know, like how it could also go down, and not just within, you know, our ethnicities, but with other ethnicities, you know, other races as well. There's just bad people, good people in this world, you know, and yeah, it's pretty much like what inspired me, I guess, to write that piece, because it was I just went through a difficult time, you know. I ended up getting sick, I abused of drugs, I started doing all these other things that weren't right, and I soon, you know, quit those bad habits. And I just told him, like, oh, I gotta stop, I gotta put a stop to it, you know, this isn't right, and there's other, you know, ways to relieve myself, you know, from all that.
I feel you. I feel you.
So I chose music.
And would you say music has saved your life?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's for sure. Music saved my life. Yeah.
That's dope. You ever heard that song by I think it was Lupe Fiasco?
I haven't heard it. I'll check it out though.
Look up the song "Hip Hop Saved My Life."
For sure.
You know, like,
oh wait, actually no, I think I heard it before.
Yeah, it goes "Hip Hop has saved my life."
Yeah.
But it has like that little hook like that. Now, my friend.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you the spotlight. Would you like to play a couple of tunes?
Well, but it's okay if they're like covers.
Yeah, of course.
Sure, I will.
Play to the best of your abilities.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Thank you. Cool. I will need the mic.
You need the mic?
Yeah.
All right, for sure. No problem.
Oh, should we just move the chair over here?
No, we can move the mic.
This is a song by, I have to say, whose song is this? It's by Ishto Jueves. He's from Guatemala. He's my inspiration to do all this, actually, since I listened to him. And this is called Tu Amor es Medicina.
que dice que conoce las almas de la gente. Las tribus de la tierra estamos caminando, conciencia cristal está aterrizando. Todos los colores y todas las razas, sea, sea la natural o destaza. Que quiero limpiar. Invoquemos los abuelos de las aguas, caudales, corrientes y fuentes y presas, que tu vibración sea el brazo de la cosa, gota femenina para equilibrar la cosa. Dicen que su niño caminó sobre las aguas y todos comieron compartiendo la comida. Tómalo, llévalo, mi querido dominio de la tierra, no se vende, no tiene dueño. Que quiero limpiar.
Thank you. Okay. Here we go. This is by another musician that I admire. It's called El Gordo. He's Guatemalan too. One of my inspirations. And here we go. This is
Rocket.
Guatemala, y en el balcón la luna león que me dice que duerma tranquilo, y en el balcón la luna león que me dice que duerma tranquilo.
Thank you.
Check them out. You can have the mic close for now. Okay. So I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What's the energy around you when you're in the zone of playing guitar and you start drowning everything else out?
I'm sorry again.
Like, what energía?
Okay. Yes.
Like around you, like. How does it feel?
What do I feel when I play?
Yeah, like just like when everything it's just in your room. That's it. Like just you and yourself.
It's me and what the song is about. Like the first one is about love. So when I sing that song, I sing it with all the love of myself. So I just feel it is something like you can't explain. It's something like beautiful, like your first love, And music is my first love.
That's beautiful.
Thank
I appreciate that, man. And like, This is what you want to do for the rest of your life? The guitar is like your calling?
Yeah, if this is possible, yeah, I will do it for life. Till the day that I die, man.
I like that. All right, let's have your friend come back up. Now, what will you be doing for us, madam?
Is it cool if we like did another song?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you can do as many songs as you want.
Yeah. It's just to have like a good recording. Oh, so it's gotta be good.
Alright, we'll be playing another song. This is Secret River, guys.
This one's called Silly Love. The grass was greener when you were here. Oh, sunny day, the flowers bloom, but not the dead. And your silence couldn't last any longer. It gave in. Our memories are just like ink. 'Cause you're so unreal. Yeah, you're so unreal. You just left me here. Baby, you're just bad. Yeah, baby, you're just bad. Baby, you're just bad. Yeah, baby, you're just bad. You don't have to tell me. I tried to catch you by surprise. I was missing you tonight, but you got me by surprise with his hands between your thighs. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? The kind that drives you out. You already know. You're just here for the ride. She comes and then she goes. Baby, you're just bad. 'Cause baby, you're just bad. Baby, you're just bad. Yeah, baby, you're just bad. I tried my best, but it was just silly love. I tried my best, but it just wasn't enough. I tried my best, but it was just silly love. I tried my best, but I just wasn't enough. This ain't love. This ain't love. This ain't love. This is silly love. Cool. Thank you. Relationships, man. Relationships.
That's heavy.
Yeah, it is.
So, what do you love most about this? I see you guys are very passionate. I can see you guys pour your heart out in it. But what do you love about it?
I don't know. I feel like I just lose myself, you know, in the guitar, the sound of the guitar, the sound of my voice. Like I don't know. I just lose myself in it, and I feel relieved from everything I've been through. You know, even till this day, I'm going through things, but that's just life. You know, who isn't going through things? Life is a struggle itself, and I honestly, I just feel great. You know, I feel like it's where I'm supposed to be. You know, where I should be standing.
Where do you guys want to head to with this?
Ooh.
I know you guys have a lot of vision and heart.
Thank you.
But where do you guys want to go? Where do you want to take it?
To the top, man.
Just to the top.
To the top, yeah.
Wherever
All
the
the way
top
up.
ends up at.
All the way, right?
All the way.
And any future events you're planning to be at right now?
Yeah, we're hosting an open mic March 17th. Our I'll be performing there. I'll be doing some singing, some hip hop, poetry. I'll do it all. You know.
Where at?
I actually have the flyer. I could send it to you guys.
Of course.
But yeah, it's like at a house where we have this. We always have events there. But this is gonna be the second open mic we have, and you know everybody's welcome. You know.
Can I bring my group?
Yeah, go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we perform?
Yeah.
No way.
Just let us know. We're looking for vendors. We're looking for musicians, poets, everything.
Ton of them.
I know you guys know a lot.
Our
hey, there you go.
community is huge. Like,
cool.
Tell you, they got the. Look at that.
Dang.
Every person in here has.
It's like I hit the jackpot right here.
Yup.
You know?
Everybody in
cool.
here has something going on, man.
I feel
so
that.
if you want to, start hitting anybody, you'll be like, yo, like, they come through, stuff like that. Or you got any events, like, hit them up. Pretty much, it's just like start connecting, collabing, start getting at it,
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Now, how long did it take you guys to realize this is it? You two.
Well, with me, I think I knew it since I was little. I remember, okay, this is how it kind of first started. I was listening to Beyonce, and this sounds kind of funny, but I was hearing Beyonce, and I started singing to it, and my friend's like, oh my God, you can sing. And I'm just like, oh, for real? Like it was just kind of funny. We were kids, but that's when I realized, I'm like, damn, do I really want to sing? Maybe I do. And then I started moving on. Once I was in like 6th grade, I got my first guitar. And I was like, oh, I'm going to try to learn a song. And I taught myself off YouTube, and I learned the song One by Metallica. And that was like the easiest song ever. And yeah, I started playing guitar ever since. And it just kind of happened.
What's your favorite album to zone out to?
Like favorite artist too? Like
that too. Or you could pick an artist. You could pick an album, a song, a collection.
Huh. Damn, that's hard. I have a lot of favorite artists. Well, with hip-hop, I got inspired by this female rapper from Highland Park. Her name's Reverie, so shout out to Reverie. Yeah, like, she's really dope. Like, I remember I was on Facebook. I was like going through a breakup as well, and she has this song called One Syllable, and it popped up on my newsfeed because one of my friends shared it. And I was like, oh, what's this? And I wasn't so into hip-hop then, but I clicked on it, and I'm just like, oh, dang, like, it hit me, and I was like, I wonder if I could express myself that way through hip-hop, So I started writing some verses, and then, I don't know, it just happened, You know
who Bell 9 is?
Oh, yeah, I know who Bell 9 is.
That's the homegirl. But, yo.
She's so dope.
Last year, we got to open up for her.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
But let me tell you, man, that experience, like seeing her just fucking kill it, was insane.
Yeah, because she raps, she sings.
Oh, yeah, like that's why I give a lot of like power back to female rappers, singers, and stuff like that. Mostly for the simple fact that even as we see them, people don't give them much respect because they're a female.
Yeah,
as an MC, I see that a lot. Even like Sean Price has said, like, he doesn't like female rappers.
Wow.
Yeah, but they do give a lot. You know who Medusa is?
Yeah, I know who Medusa is.
Jesus Christ, she's so awesome.
There's a lot of like really talented female MCs. Like, well, I could understand what you're saying with that. Even it's hard being a female MC. It's hard. Definitely. In general. Like, I don't know. I even went through like I was working with this producer, and it was just very abusive, and we often get abused, and that's like, it's common, especially with women, but I'm not saying, with guys it's not common, because men go through that too,
But it's more frequent with women.
Yeah, it's more, yeah, and it's like, he was like really verbally abusive, and I just couldn't handle it, and I just, I stepped out, I stepped away from it, and I'm just like, this isn't right, why am I gonna go through this? Like, he was like, oh, I'll sign you and everything, I could be paying you for this stuff, and I was like, yeah, you could, but you're not doing it, like, you want to help me, but show me what you could do for me, and but yeah, it's like, I've dealt with a lot of people that, they try to steal my ideas, or they try to, mimic my craft, and try to, all this stuff, and it's like, I don't see it as a bad thing. which is why I started, copywriting all my stuff. But I admire it because it's like I know they look up to me. That's why I embrace that. And it's like, I don't know. It's just it's hard.
I was about to ask you another question about that, but you already answered it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Now, my question will go to your friend here. What's your message about to female MCs and MCs or pretty much guitar players that that from the LGBTQ community?
What is my like
your message, your imprint that you want to leave, pretty much?
Well, to all of them, it's not just for the community LGBTQI. So it's for everyone who always want to play an instrument or sing, but sometimes people don't take you in count, like they don't want you to do the things, or they don't want you to grow as a musician. So for all of them, I came from a situation like that 5 years ago, and the only thing to do is like keep doing it. Try as hard as you can, and every chance that you have, take it, because sometimes the chances don't come back. And for everyone who's gonna do it, just come on, do it. It's never late.
That's right.
I feel that, guys. So I hope after this experience coming out live on, web shows, I hope it gives you an idea for your band name.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope it encourages you guys to tighten your messages even more. Like, pretty much fortify it all. 'Cause I see a lot of like passion in you guys, So my words to you guys would probably be keep going, I want you guys to never stop.
Thank you. That's right.
Thank you, we'll never.
Thank you very much.
But after this, what are your plans?
Like, what do you mean, like after
your experience? What are you guys gonna do to like go even harder, pretty much?
Well, I already talked to some, band members. We're, like I said, we're looking for a drummer, a bassist, and we're just gonna start a band. I mean, they want to practice like next week. They barely hit me up like yesterday. They're like, "Hey, we should start a band. Let's do it." I want to do some hip hop, some jazzy thing going on. I don't know.
Are you picky with your beats?
Yeah, as long as they're not trap beats, I'm cool with it.
Hey.
I like to keep it old school.
No, I mean, like, homeboy right here is actually a producer too.
Oh, what?
Dope producer.
Dang.
But he works, he's everywhere. I want you guys, or want you, because you're the MC pretty much, hit him up. Hit up, you know who D-Money is? It's just homeboys pretty much. You can follow them on Instagram, but they make music too. They're with the, they're with the shits, the ism. But they're always looking for other MCs to join on their projects. They want to do a city project where they grab MCs from all over the, LA,
like
all over Boyle Heights and stuff like that, and bring them together, because they see it how I see it, how everybody in the studio pretty much sees it.
Right.
We want to connect heads to make more.
Yeah.
Feel me? And the more we connect, the more people we bring together. You feel me?
And at the same time, we're inspiring the youth, to keep going with their craft or whatever they believe in, whether it's hip hop or poetry, or whether it's them, wanting to write a book. Like, as long as it inspires the youth, like, it's really cool. Yeah.
Who are some people in your personal life that inspire you to continue this?
My mom.
Mom?
My mom, for sure.
Shout out to Mama Secret River.
Yes. Yeah, and also like Reverie, she got me into hip hop. If it weren't for me seeing that song, I would have never, done hip hop, or I don't know. That's how I see it, because I never thought I would ever rap. And my mom, she's like, I don't know, she just didn't expect it, and I didn't either, and it just kind of happened, and I was like, I'm just gonna try a bit of everything.
That is well,
forget
right?
it, Yeah. But yeah, my mom, Reverie, yeah, it's pretty.
You got any messages for all the young artists? Some last final messages?
Well, whatever they believe in, just to keep going. Nothing's impossible. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, it's impossible for me to do this." Nothing's impossible. You could do it. Look at me. I never took classes for singing. I never took classes, for rapping, if that even exists. I never took classes for guitar playing. You could do anything. You just got to set your mind to it.
What do you feel about self-teaching? People that self-teach themselves to do certain things. What is your opinion on that?
Well, I feel like, and it's like, when you go to school, you learn a thing. There's a teacher teaching the class, right? So you're there to learn, and you're learning new things, like whether it's a math problem or, it's all in you, whether you want to learn it or not. It's all in you. So.
What about you, man?
About the people who self-taught the things. Actually, I kind of self-taught how to play the drums, and well, it's kind of funny.
It's funny, right?
Yeah, it's funny.
I feel you, because like when I started freestyling for the first time, I would say like 3 words and I'll just like stop. Like, no, you know what? Can't do that.
You're like, no.
But that's really cool. Like, and do you really want to do you want to pursue this like further into the future?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've gotten interviewed at like Live Nation, and I got the chance to talk to people in the industry, and having that around me and having connections is like it just feels right, to be around people in the industry and being able to ask them for advice, that I feel like I can't ask anybody else, back when I'm home or anything, because my family, no one really like does music. Like, I'm kind of the only one, so it's like I feel like I want to keep going because I want to get out the hood. I love the hood and everything. That's where I grew up, but for me, I feel like it's not safe, because just recently, in the area that I live in, I was gangbanged on, like, and I was wearing pink. And they asked me where I was from, and then I'm just like, really? I was like, really?
I feel like at least the surrounding areas in LA, and LA, like, there's a lot of, I guess, people being brought down, I guess.
Yeah.
That's how I say it, like, not just like, like folks of the LGBT or like color and stuff like that. It's just like an all around wormhole to like hatred and like, no appreciation for everything around it. But that's why I say, like, you guys got to continue. The more we all continue, the better we can unite other people,
That's
and
true.
we can all come from colors, sexualities, genders, and whatever they are, classes and stuff like that. As long as we're connected and we're always pushing forward, that's what matters.
Word, yeah.
And now,
I agree.
would you guys like to spew your handles or any web stores, any future events that you're gonna be at, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, just follow my page at Foxy La Chingona. You could follow his page at Happy Miner. I'll be posting on my page, the flyers of the events we're going to have. And, yeah, I mean, I follow back, by the way. I follow everyone back.
Yeah, and also, if you follow my page as Happy Miner, there's a link in my bio, like it conducts you to my original work in SoundCloud. So if you guys can do that, that will be amazing. And I follow back too.
Yeah, we got to follow back. I know a lot of like artists, they have like a really high ego, so they don't follow people back, and it's like
I follow everybody back.
Hell
I
yeah.
try to. It's just kind of like difficult.
I mean, unless it's like a fake account and you can tell it's a fake account, you're just like, oh, nope.
No, 'cause I feel like most of them follow you just like so you can follow them, and then they don't follow you, and you're just like, come on.
Oh yeah, trust me, I've seen that happen.
Because I see people like, oh, great stuff, but it's like not even like music related. It's
Yeah.
just kind of like a random picture.
They're just like, follow back, and you follow them, and it turns out that they just unfollowed you.
Foxy La Chingona and
Yes, sir.
Happy
Miner.
Thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you for having us.
It was a beautiful experience. I enjoyed
I
it.
agree.
I'm pretty sure the rest of the studio enjoyed it.
Cool.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That to say you're going to lead something creates a lot of hostility, division, jealousy, and envy.
constantly a temptation to formulate special legislation expressly for the purpose of controlling abuse of the medium. The Sloan Commission has, in general, taken the view that additional special legislation with respect to cable television is unnecessary and might in itself constitute a threat to civil liberties. We believe that reliance on existing laws and statutes, the product of centuries of interaction between government and the media of communication, is by far the preferable course. So that last paragraph is stating that it's not advisable to regulate the communication over cable any further than just depending on the current laws that exist. Just to take a side note, this is something that is actually going to be retouched in the year 2000, and the digital copyright, I can't remember what it's called now exactly. It's the Digital Copyright Millennium Act, or DC. You can look it up on Wikipedia. Just look up Digital Copyright Millennium Act. And this is going to be talking about new legislation regarding copyright and the use of this new communication form over television and internet. Okay, I will go back to the reading on page 8, and there is a new heading that is Hazards of Prediction. The communication, by the very nature of its charge, has been asked to predict and to prescribe for the future. We have chosen to interpret that charge to significantly and relative. Wait, sorry. Let's try that again. Let me just make sure that my audio pack is still here. Okay. We have chosen the Commission by the Okay. Let's start again. Sorry for that. The Commission, by its very nature of its charge, has been asked to predict and to prescribe for the future. We have chosen to interpret that charge to signify the relative near future. And we have attempted to make both our predictions and prescriptions open-ended. The Commission simply did not believe that its own collective wisdom, or indeed that any collective wisdom, was sufficient to justify apodictic statements about the nature of broadband communications, or of communications in general in the year 2000, or at some other remote moment in time. By the time our deliberations were well along, we had the sense that we were beginning to see with some degree of clarity what might happen, and what might reasonably be constrained to happen during the first half of the decade of the 70s. With somewhat less assurance, but without apology, we believe also that we could make recommendations that might well be worth heeding during those years and the 5 or 10 years that will follow. Our range of vision, we were bold enough to believe, was reasonably sound over 10 years and perhaps 15. Beyond that, we were reluctant to venture. The Commission has attempted to make its recommendations such that they can be readily modified and The Commission has attempted to make its recommendations such that they can be readily modified as circumstances alter, and so that actions taken as a consequence of our recommendations will not at some future time be straitjackets to progress and change. If there is one thing certain, it is that the technology of communication will continue to evolve, and that the demands society wishes to make upon communication will evolve with technology. Over the years since the end of World War II, television regulation has been such as to impose upon the United States a system that is far less than the technology of television could now provide. Something of that is inevitable. But the Sloan Commission has at least attempted to make recommendations consistent with the present capabilities and potential growth of the technology. The consequences of the decision in this report that hews closely to the state of the art as it now exists, or as can confidently be expected to develop. It is tempting to venture into the blue sky of technological imagination, and to write knowledgeably about widespread, low-cost, two-way, point-to-point television systems, about home communication centers, which can deliver printed copies of any volume in any library on any continent, about coax cable systems which will cook dinner, wash the windows, and tend to the babies. It is salutary to realize that most of these accomplishments may be possible one day, and that day may be sooner than one thinks. But it is the hard fact of technology, wedded to the even harder facts of economics, provided no warranty for the belief that any of these will come to fruition upon a time scale that can confidently be established in advance. I want to just re-examine that last paragraph because I really, really enjoy it. It says, I'm going to start halfway through. Let's just start at the beginning again. The consequence of the decision is a report that hews closely to the state of the art as it now exists, or it can confidently be expected to develop. But this is the part that I like. It is tempting to venture into the blue sky of technological imagination and to write knowledgeably about the widespread, low-cost, two-way, point-to-point television systems, about home communication centers which can deliver printed copies of any volume in any library on any continent, about coaxial cable systems which can cook dinner, wash the windows, and tend to the babies. Well, we have two-thirds of that statement. We have a low-cost, two-way, point-to-point television system. Hi, we're using it right now. If you're on Instagram, you're watching me on a it is a, well, peer-to-group. If you're watching me on dronebox.com, you're watching on a point-to-point system. If you're watching me on facebook.com, it's also point-to-point. We have a communication center which can deliver printed copies of any volume in any library on any continent. The internet is the thing that this book is describing. They do say that they are trying to not venture into the blue sky of that future communications technology. But this book, I would argue, is doing that just by existing. As we go further into this book, you will see what I mean, and hopefully you will understand that this is describing the internet as we need it, not as we have it. Okay, I digress, and I will return back to page 9, paragraph number 2. Some speculation, however, has been inescapable, and indeed lies in the very heart of this report. There is a new communication system developing, and if the recommendations of this commission are followed, or if recommendations like them in the spirit are adopted as guides to action, it is likely to develop quickly. In making our judgments upon the former such a system should take, we have been obliged to speculate upon the use to which such a system might and will be put. Speculations informed and reasoned speculation. Okay, sorry. Speculations, informed and reasoned speculation. But speculation nonetheless. Speculation. Informed and reasoned speculation, but speculation nonetheless is all the Commission had at hand for estimating the size and scope of these new uses. In the end, the shape they will assume will be determined on one hand by entrepreneurs, public and private, who are willing to take the responsibility of risking money and career on the promotion of an idea or an ideal, and on the other hand by the users of the system through the response they make to the undertaking of the entrepreneurs. Again, another very important paragraph. This is saying that these technologies are dependent upon those who create them and those who use them. Right now, we need, as users, to be reformulating how we think of ourselves as a user, because we are also constructing this system. It is upon us to help recreate the internet in the vision that we would like to use it and see it. I digress back to page 10. Paragraph 2. The strength of such a model of development is that it does not depend upon the judgment of one man or of one small group of men. The outcome is determined by the collective judgment of the whole community, worked out in the marketplace by measured success and measured failure. Tens of thousands of men and women are thus enabled to contribute to the final resolution of the problem, and the major contributions are quite likely to be made by those whom it would be impossible to identify in advance, whatever the process of selection. The Commission has been forced to guess at outcomes in the certain knowledge that it will be wrong in detail, and that it will also be wrong at least time to time in the general conclusion. The subject is in all its elements too complex to justify hopes of any greater success. We've attempted to look into the future on the bias of what can be surely determined in the present, and of what we believe we know about the way rational men behave, and of what we believe society desires and should obtain from a communication system. That's the end of Chapter 1. Take a brief break, and I'll be back in about 2 minutes after I have some water. Thank you. Let's back around. Hello. Okay. So, hey Juan, can you do me a favor? Yeah. Can you turn the monitor around on the camera so I can see myself? Just make sure I'm in frame. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you very much. Hi everyone, and welcome back to On the Cable, the television of abundance. I'm Louis Silverstein, your host, and I will be reading On the Cable, the television of abundance. If you would like to follow along, please go to dronebox.com/onthecable. You will be able to download a PDF copy with OCR so you can follow along as I read On the Cable. Please do not distribute this, as this is for educational purposes only. Thank you very much. Chapter 2. The technology, a primer. This is on page 11. A television camera is a device that start a little too fast here. Let's slow that down. Okay. A television camera is a device that accepts information concerning the scene to which it is exposed, including the sound that accompanies that scene, and encodes it in a form of an electronic circuit. The television receiver is a matching device that decodes the electronic current and converts it into a succession of pictures on the cathode ray tube, and once again, the accompanying sound. It takes a good deal of electronic circuitry to accomplish all of this, but machinery has brought it about, but machinery to bring it about at either end can be purchased for a few $100s or less. What remains is the necessity to transmit the signal from the camera which creates it to the receiver which decodes it. There's a lot that I think is packed into that last paragraph here. I want to reread it because I want you to think, I want to put this into just into perspective of what you're watching right now. If you're watching me on dronebox.com, if you're watching me on Facebook, if you're watching me on Instagram, I would like to just to think about this paragraph as I read it again. The television camera is a device that accepts information concerning the scene to which it is exposed, including the sound that accompanies that scene, and encodes it in a form of an electronic circuit. A television receiver is a matching device that decodes the electronic current and converts it into a succession of pictures on a cathode ray tube, and once again the accompanying sound. It takes a good deal of electronic circuitry to accomplish all of this, but machinery to bring it about at either end can be purchased for a few $100s or less. What remains is the necessity to transmit the signal from the camera which creates it to the receiver which decodes it. So I'm going to digress again, just to explain. What's happening right now, the camera that is being exposed to the scene and the sound is sitting here in dronebox.com. It is being encoded via our server and being sent up to a computer on the internet. We have a computer in the cloud, in a server farm somewhere. That server has that video signal. When you asked for it by going to dronebox.com or going to Instagram or going to Facebook, you are then being transmitted that signal. That signal is then being decoded on your machine and you are now watching it. So the paradigm at which this is talking about was an analog system. We now are doing the same thing in the digital world. So, to continue. One method employed conventionally is the radiation of electromagnetic wave from a transmitting antenna. The wave travels outwards from the antenna. It is quote-unquote broadcast in the root sense of the word, losing energy as it travels. But for a distance of about 50 miles or so, it can be intercepted by any receiver that lies in its path, and is turned into. Let's try that again. But for a distance of about 50 miles or so, it can be intercepted by any receiver that lies in its path, and is tuned to its wavelength. And for another 50 miles or so, it can be intercepted if the radiating and receiving antennas are high enough off the ground by the use of increasingly elaborate equipment. By the time the curvature of the Earth begins to block the receiver from the transmitter, the signal is gradually diminished and lost. Okay, I also would like to just point out, for just meme sakes, page 12 on the cable, written in 1971. The curvature of the Earth. The Earth is fucking round. Thank you. Okay. By the time the curvature of the Earth begins to block the receiver from the transmitter, and the signal is gradually diminished and lost. Just keep that in your minds out there if anybody would like to argue with you about this. Okay. Another method, equally conventional, is the transmission of a signal or many signals along a wire